What's up, YouTube? This is the part 2 segment on silver and my thoughts on it. I think it's a wild card in many perspectives, in many ways. If you know anything about silver, you would also probably think some people are convinced that it is a guaranteed way to make money. So it just depends on how you want to look at it. So I'll give like a brief thought on why it is and why it isn't and whatnot. Why I think it's a wild card is because governments have always, if you know anything about the history of silver and whatnot, governments have always you can easily manipulate the price of silver and gold, just because there's not a big amount of it. And when, for example, our government prints out fake money, I mean, it's money, but it's fake because it's not backed behind anything. It's just the fact that everybody accepts it. So it's fiat currency, if anybody wants to know what that is. Fiat currency, you can just create it out of thin air. So I mean, that's just the thing, is someone like the government can go ahead and manipulate the price of things. Like, you can really do that, is just by saying, the media could just say, hey, chicken is now the coolest, rarest thing to get. So then, if you own like a chicken farm, the chicken business will then be extremely popular, or it could be the new big thing, and chicken's chicken. So I mean, that they could just easily do that. It's kind of like what they do now. They're saying that our economy is getting better and whatnot. Do I know it's getting better? No, but I mean, I don't know either way. It's kind of hard to get a job now, so I think it's not getting that much better. So that's just my opinion on that. So it's really easy to manipulate things when the government has so much power, in my opinion. As far as investing, longevity is what I'm looking at when it comes to silver. You can do short term, but in the long run, I think silver will still hold its power. People can say, well, it's kind of hard to get rid of these, when it's really not. I can go to my local coin shop and drop these off and make my money, and simple as that. So there's nothing to it. Just drop them off. They give me a cash or check, and voila. As far as what you want to buy or what you think you might want to buy, I personally go with the 1 ounce. I don't go any higher than 1 ounce. A lot of people say to go bigger and whatnot because there's not a premium and this and that. Well, my thoughts on going bigger is, think of it this way: if silver ever gets to the point where gold is right now, $1,000 an ounce, you try selling this much silver, and the government not wonder or look at the taxing on it. They're gonna ask questions and whatnot. So I mean, that's one thing to look at it. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't like the government knowing anything I do, and none of my business. I should stay out of it. So I mean, that's one way to look at it. And I mean, if you buy a 100-ounce bar, I've heard of people being able to cut the bar in half and put lead inside it and make it equal out to 100 ounces, and then make it look like it was never cut. So I mean, that's one way of looking at it, and that would just suck. So you buy a 100-ounce bar and it's not really a full 100-ounce bar. And not to mention, if the price goes extremely high on it, how are you going to sell it? If it gets really popular, silver gets like the hot thing, that's the market, who's going to want to go in and, the common person, nowadays is so cheap, unless it's something they really want, it's not something they're going to go out of their way. And I mean, this is an investment, so investors aren't going to want to go in and buy, a common investor is not going to want to go in and buy something like that. They're going to want to buy something small, they can hold, carry, in my opinion, that is. Other ways of looking about it is, to the extreme of economic collapse. If there's an economic collapse, you then have money, real money, not paper. So Zimbabwe is a good example. They have gold. They use grams of gold. Like a gram of gold will get you a piece of bread, or $1 bajillion in Zimbabwe money. So I mean, you pick. I'd rather have an ounce of silver and get 5-6 loaves of bread to be able to trade off over $1 bajillion that isn't worth anything. So purchasing power, basically holding your purchasing power. I'm 21, so I'm young, and like I said, it's a wild card at the beginning, and it's how you want to look at it. Like, for example, I know a lot of people that can't save worth a crap. This is a way to save money. You're taking a risk when you save money, but you got to think of it this way: you lose money it being in the bank. Your dollar is it's printed, and it's basically every time it's printed, you're getting print money that is losing its value, in my opinion. And you know, there's probably facts that back up my opinion, but I mean, think of it this way: if it's not real money, it's just the fact that you accept it as real money. Do you really want that? You know? And I'm not saying don't save the dollar or anything like that. I'm just saying, you know, for older people, younger people, you know, don't put all your baskets in an egg. So this would be one way of doing it. Silver or gold, whichever you choose. And think of it this way: you buy one of these, you know, every time you get paid or every time you have extra money, put away and save it. I mean, this takes hardly any room. I could put this in a shoebox underneath the bed, and if you don't have room for a shoebox, where do you live? I mean, you have enough room for a small shoebox or small safe. So, you know, buy a little small safe, put it away. Every time, put it away. I mean, right now it's at $16. Let's say it does drop to $14. But I guarantee by next year it will go up. You know. So, you know, you put it away and you're slowly saving away. You know, you can't go to the convenience store, and I mean, you probably could some places now, and go trade this in for food or clothes or whatever. You can in certain places, but not everywhere. So, that's my thoughts on it. I personally wouldn't recommend buying, I think they're called EFTs, or basically paper silver, saying that they're going to give you silver in like 10 years, but I just wouldn't do it. I would just go ahead and buy it. You know, if you're a big investor and whatnot, go ahead, you know, do whatever you do. Obviously, you're a big investor for a reason. I'm only 21, so I'm just throwing out what I would do. So, personally, I would just buy a government-minted bullion. I know there's a premium on them and whatnot, but my thoughts on that is I've heard of people buying the 1 ounce bars and the bigger bars and random, you know, coins that people say they're silver, and then they'll do a silver test on them, and there's people on YouTube that have probably done it, and they're not real silver, they're fake. So with that being said, I mean, wouldn't you want to pay an extra $2-3 of the premium? I only pay $1. Actually, I pay $2 on basically over spot. So I mean, that's the premium, and the dealer gets off that. So I pay that, and that's basically like my insurance, knowing that this is real silver. So I'm sorry this is so long. If you guys have any questions or comments on it, feel free to ask. That's really about it. Peace.